You are currently sitting shotgun in Coburn Benson's 1913 Pilot. And we're going to talk a little bit about starting it up here.
Just a little bit. Pilot was a car made in Richmond, Indiana, which is on the Indiana-Ohio border. It was a nice, good quality machine with a lot of interesting features. For instance, down on the floorboard here, past Justin's knees, is a brass plug. Well, that plug goes between two copper contacts on the main line to the starter. So when you pull this plug out, it's absolutely dead from the battery to the rest of the whole machine. So you put that in, and you don't have to buy one of these fancy battery switches. It was original equipment. The lighting electrics are all by Gray Davis of Amesbury. The starter, the generator, the headlights, all the lighting gear. The ignition is by Eisman. Now, this big aluminum lump on the floor covers over the end of the starter. It's a huge starter, and in the advertising literature it said not to worry about stalling the engine on the railroad tracks, that the starter would be good enough to drive the car for a quarter mile without the engine. And looking at the size of the starter, I'm thinking that it might even be true. They also advertised that it was a good hill climber, and sure enough, when you come to a hill, if you come to the hill at 40 miles an hour, you'll crest the top of the hill at 40 miles an hour. The bore and stroke of 4x6 makes a 450-inch engine, and indeed, just like the advertising says, it's a good hill climber. Now to start, we just put the coil switch over in the magneto position, and see if the starter's fine. We'll just see if she'll fire. Voila, running car. And we can open the cutout so we can hear the engine a little better. And it's a pretty well behaved machine. The shifting and braking is in the center of the car.
And we're off. In the reverse.
There we are.
Well,
Leave that running. It's a big 450-inch engine. It's a so-called T-head, a relatively modern design for that period. It's not cast in pairs as most of the engines were, but one big enormous block with all six cylinders and pistons in one casting. And that was the beginning of casting techniques of that sort. Designed by, I think it was Frank Tita, and he went on to form Perfect Circle piston rings, and was very much into the automobile trades his entire life. I can't remember when he died, but these early Tita engines were were a quality engine and only used in very, very few high-end cars. They made a 4-cylinder for the American underslung that was 5 3/8 by 5 1/2. I think that gives 530 inches. But this is the 6-cylinder at 450 inch bore and stroke of 4x6. And it starts nicely on the crank handle. It's not ugly at all. And the thing I have to remember, it's a 3-speed, and it's got plenty of torque, so you don't need the 4 speeds. But all the big cars I've driven have been 4 speeds, so when I hop in this I gotta be very, very careful to shift into first and not reverse, which I've done 2 or 3 times. So we just have to make an extra special effort to remember this is a 3-speed, not a 4. And the accelerator pedal is in the usual place for these big cars. It's in between the clutch and the brake pedal. And many years ago, having spent some time driving a Mercedes, I swapped onto a big PS Arrow, a 500-inch PS Arrow, and I happened to take out a Silver Ghost Rolls, and I was out passing a car, or a truck actually, and all of a sudden a car came over the horizon, and I immediately slammed my foot down between the clutch and the brake pedal because I knew that's where the power was, but the Rolls didn't have the power. It was the PS power that I was looking for. So this is the similar. It's got the pedal in the middle, but you get used to it pretty quick. There's our sweet little lovely. It's a very nice folding seat. Just fold forward, flop over, flop up, and you get the seat. There it is. All done. Nice and neat. And to go back again, flop. Let's see, which way did it go? Flop, flop.
Yeah,
there it is.
There they are.
Now, on the side curtains, this is particularly interesting. Not sure if I can do a good job of demonstrating it, but the side curtains hang up on the roof and held by a little snap fastener, which will pinch my finger a little luck. And they hang on a wire. Now, as you know, when you're fitting the side curtains and it's raining, that one goes over here. No, it goes on the other side, it's upside down. You get it backwards. Give me that one, you got the wrong one. And so with this one, you just put it around the front. And there's one here somewhere for it. I'll just stick that on there for the moment because I can't see where things are at. And yank this back here and put on that little tab, and there we are. This folds in here somewhere in another little tab.
Yeah.
So you don't get them mixed up.
Little snap underneath there.
Yeah. So you don't get them mixed up. So the side curtains just pull out, and they're all hooked on wires. It's a patented system, and it apparently was standard equipment on the Pilot. A lot of little features like this. I think on that other piece of tape we show the headlight turning when you turn a sharp corner. And somebody with the Locomobile had a toolbox above the running board, but somebody's put this big toolbox in front of it, so that sort of negates it. The battery should be over here where there'd be room for the box and so forth. So there it is, just interesting little feature that you never know.
Take a look at these headlights here. The linkage down there that makes them turn.
And if I reach in here, I can pull the back.
And this one too. Yeah.
So
Look at that.
the outside lights stay straight, and the light on the inside of the turn turns.
Huh?
And that was a frequent accessory used with Gray Davis lighting.
Speedometer gear, yeah. Right, geared right onto the tire. Yeah. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah. Seldom seen feature.
Got the battery here. There she is. There you have it, Coburn Benson's 1913 Pilot.